it's unbelievable. So I see my comment section. Everyone's gone from banana zone, and posting, various memes to where the fuck's my bananas? You're a fraud. I'm like, guys, it's not an hourly chart game here. This is, I always said, listen, does it come this week, this month, next month? I don't know, don't really care. The point is, you have your positions ready, you do nothing, and magically bananas appear. No, I mean, yes, it's confusing because there's crypto spring, which kind of ended, it's transitioning now into crypto summer. That period lasts into the end of this year, and then we go into crypto and macro fall. Okay, those are the seasons. There's 4 of them, but we've actually, live in the real world too, and they have seasons. And so, yes, we're coming into summer as well. I mean, but what I mean by it's all going to have to happen in autumn, because autumn is a better word than fall. That's a stupid word. Yeah. So let's just use autumn because it's much nicer. It's English. But we've got look, the back quarter of an election year is true banana zone in all assets. It always is. So that you've got a very, very, very high probability that by autumn things are utterly ripping. And that's what I mean by that. I mean, how long before ETH, Bitcoin, Sol break their recent highs? I don't know. It could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months. It doesn't really matter, but then it accelerates. And that's when I have a whole selection on my desktop of banana memes that I shall be unleashing.
Over the last 2 months, crypto has been relatively stagnant, with choppy price action driving everyone crazy. However, according to macroeconomic experts Raoul Pal and his right-hand man Julien Bittel, this period is completely normal and actually a good time to buy. This week on Twitter, Julien Bittel highlighted that the current price action in crypto is typical following a halving. We usually see a big pump leading into the halving, then a brief but sharp correction, followed by a period of sideways movement, and finally a dump that wipes out any remaining bullish sentiment. In short, we're in the boring zone that occurs right before the banana zone, where we see parabolic upward moves in crypto prices. Julien shared a graph showing that our current cycle closely mirrors the 2016 to 2017 cycle, indicating we're in a period of choppy consolidation before going parabolic. Raoul Pal added that now would be a good time to buy if you're looking to top up your positions. He expanded on this in an interview with Scott Melker, explaining why crypto could still 50x and why the second half of 2024 will be explosive, particularly because it's an election year and assets typically perform well during this time. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video, where Raoul reveals the cryptos he believes will outperform even Solana and his strategy for finding them. Without further ado, let's dive into Raoul's latest prediction for the crypto markets.
Stop, you don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
Yes, look, I think I've mentioned this, the big trade for probably Q4 this year and all of next year, well, as long as the bull market lasts next year, will be this next round of layer ones. Like Solana did last time around. It was Solana, Avalanche, Luna, and Matic last time. Ethereum, the time before that, EOS, bunch of others. This time around, EOS. What's it going to be this time around? I think it's going to be, I don't know. Monad, a lot of people talk about. I don't really have a clue. Sui, I think, is in with a decent chance. Whether Arthur thinks Aptos, and there'll be something else. Near, maybe. Yeah, that's right. And doesn't mean that they're going to be the best performers. There'll be all sorts of incredible stuff that ends up being better performers further out the risk curve. But this part is a trade that almost everybody can participate in and make real money in. It is really not clear what it is. How I address this is I now look at the Solana chart versus a bunch of these, and you start looking for a basing. You always look at divergences. Those would be your first signal. Then you'd look for some sort of chart change in pattern. I'm looking at those because that will be a signal that, hey, look, there might be a bigger trade here, and that could be a fun one because those tend to go truly bananas when they happen. It's like the major top performing asset. If you're going to allocate money to anything, it has to beat that. If not, you should keep your money in Sol. That's how I think about everything now, right? Which is why I'm hyper concentrated in Sol, because over time it has beaten all the major bets. I've owned and I still own WIF and Bonk. Why? Because they actually outperformed Solana. And the chart showed that. Does that continue? I don't really know. But that's how I think about it. It's like I'm allocating capital. I want to make the most money possible, taking the least amount of risk. Solana's a low risk bet, but if I'm going to allocate capital further out the risk curve, it better beat Solana. If not, I'm just wasting money. I then see that Fire Dancer is coming, and I think that's going to be a big deal. I think people still don't understand it. Most people have heard about it, but they don't really know what Fire Dancer is. So that's all to come. So there's a lot of positive news to come. You hear a lot of kind of business development opportunities coming out of Solana. I was in Singapore hanging out with the head of business development of the foundation. There's a lot of activity going on. So I'm still super positive. The chart price action looks good to me. I think it's forming a big wedge pattern. That wedge pattern, I think, breaks and breaks higher. It's very emotion driven. If people are seeing the layer ones chopping, consolidating, a few sell-offs here and there, they kind of panic out of the meme stuff. So, you can really see where the risk curve is. But when the banana zone comes, people will just go way too far out the risk curve, and we'll see some really crazy stuff happening then. The election cycle in crypto, now we only have, 4 of these, but they tend to do the same thing, which was early summer into this June period, they tend to chop and fall. Then it tends to just go up. And there'll be a couple of corrections en route. So it should just keep going up, again, with volatility. So that's why I put out that tweet about Solana. Feels like the low is in. Who knows whether I'm right or not. It feels like the low is in. Sentiment was awful. I think the chances are that it just continues to rise now and then really accelerates as we get into the election. You're back. And in the end, attention is upstream of everything. Every business we're in, what we're doing now is capturing attention on YouTube. And that becomes a business. Attention is what Google, Facebook, X, everything has been built on. Everything is now based on attention. So I get it now that even investing is just based on attention. Because before, Google were monetizing our attention. So we put this on YouTube, they serve the ads, you get a small fraction, you don't make much money from the ads, while they make a lot of money. And then over time, you're seeing that people are saying, well, if I can capture attention, I can get the direct benefit, and we can participate in mass attention by tokens. It's very interesting. It's the start of something bigger, but it's only the start. The story I've been trying to explain to people is you've got to understand what this space is about. Blockchain technology is a new technology layer of the internet, of which there's a bunch of decentralized businesses that sell block space, and they all have a different angle of why to buy their block space. Bitcoin is, we're the most secure, we can be used as money or a reserve asset. Ethereum's, hey, anybody can build on us, we're like this big open computing network. Solana's like, yeah, we can do that too, but we're kind of super fast and super cheap. Everyone's just selling block space, and they have a different story to tell to attract people. And that's all that's really going on here. People turn it into some fight over money. That's Bitcoin's story, but it's not the whole industry story. Let's go back to the conversation we were just having. What is this all about? Attention. What are elections all about? Attention. What's got a lot of attention? Cryptocurrency. And it also happens to have a lot of money because it's based on this participation in this ecosystem via the tokens. And therefore, there's no way that they go to an election and try and alienate 50 million people. I mean, that's dumb. So I guess they finally understood, because Trump showed it, rammed it down their throat.
So, there's Raoul Pal providing crucial insights into the current crypto market conditions. His analysis of the boring zone and its historical precedents offers a clear picture of what to expect. Pal's insights make it evident that now could be a strategic time to buy, given the typical market behavior following a halving and the potential for parabolic moves ahead. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.